Hi, welcome to This Week in Property. I'm Jayashree Kurup. I'm editor at MBTV. I have with me Prabhakar Sinha. He's the real estate editor of the Times of India. And this is a show that we have been doing for over almost 3 years now. We have been raising issues that are topical in the real estate space, trying to get experts to come and address them so that we can find answers to these contentious problems. Today, we're talking about, can RWAs function as an extension of city governance? Can city authorities give away some of their activities to the RWAs, and if so, what are the checks and balances that are required so that this functions efficiently? Discussing this issue with us is Colonel Kumar Pratap Singh. He is Chairman, Joint Action Forum of RWAs Gurgaon, Jafra. Thank you, sir, for joining us. We've got Mr. Rao. He's VP of Federation. Thank you, Mr. Rao, for joining us.
Sure.
Thank you. And we've got Deepak Bhati. He's the General Secretary, Federation of RWAs of Greater Noida. Thank you for joining us, Deepak ji.
Thank you, ma'am.
Or Suvigya Avasthi. He's the Associate Partner, PSL Advocates and Solicitors. He'll give us the legal perspectives. Thank you so much for joining us. And Prabhakar, let's put the issue in perspective. Greater Noida has recently said that one of its sectors is so large that it will allow multiple RWAs to function, and the RWAs themselves have been challenging this. A lot of authorities, whether it is Gurgaon, Bangalore, Noida, Gautam Budh Nagar, the city authorities need the stakeholders to get involved. And there is money involved, there is maintenance involved, there is administration involved. Prabhakar, you want to make some opening remarks?
Yeah, actually now, earlier also this was tried to introduce, even in Delhi, if you remember, the DDA has given some of the parks to the RWA to maintain it. Similarly, in Noida also, some of the area near the RWA, they said that you develop it, you beautify it, and you keep it for your purpose also. But you will not stop other to enter into those area, but you should maintain it and beautify it. This they try in other areas also, but unfortunately, what I have found that RWA's role or their performance is not up to the mark in many areas. Particularly, they claim it. Earlier they thought to took those areas from the DDA or civic authorities, but they didn't maintain it. Particularly in Noida, also I have seen that many of these authorities is now claiming that we have given this area to them, but they are not maintaining it. Now, RWA says that they don't have money because their residents are not paying that much money to develop or to beautify those areas. So I believe here the authority should sit with RWAs to find out a common program so that they should be given certain responsibility with certain power, so that if they file a complaint, like in Noida, they said that if RWA will file a complaint, authority will immediately address it, authority will bring them on the board to address those issues and things like that. But on at the ground level, nothing much has happened. And I believe that just solely taking authority responsibility for the beautification, for cleanliness, for other sort of thing is, you keep complaining it, but it doesn't happen unless you start participating it. So we want to understand from these gentlemen that what needs to be done, what is their grievances, and how they should go forward. Because ultimately, these are the people who are living in those areas. We are living in these areas, and ultimately, it is to our benefit that these areas should be developed properly, or should be, the upkeepment of those areas should be done at certain level. And in Gurgaon also, there are several issues now, from this water logging to the cleanliness to the maintenance of the pavements. Everything is in complete sham. So now this RWA must come forward, try to shoulder certain responsibility, and they must delineate that what are the things they do expect from authority, and we will highlight that. So that's what my understanding, and that's what I believe this entire thing is, to address those issues.
I'm going to go to first Suvigya Avasthi. Suvigya, the issue is about RWAs today. We are expecting them to do a lot of things, but somewhere the roles and responsibilities have not been clearly delineated either by the city authorities or in the some of them are part of the RERA Act. Some of them are made under the Societies Act. They are governed by the registrars of societies. So you see, there is no common ground. We can say that if RWA, AOA, these are the various terms that we have, and what rules them, and what is the legal perspective on that?
Well, thanks for the question, Jayashree. Let me just begin by saying that if you talk about it as a democratic system of governance, I'd say that RWAs represent the collective will of the residents of that particular society. However, the problem to begin with starts from the fact that there is no statutory recognition that these RWAs enjoy as of now. So they have very limited scope of powers, and if you have to kind of make the functioning very harmonious, and you have to delineate it either by way of a statute, or there has to be some mode of recognition that the law must provide so that they can actually go and address the issues with the municipal bodies. Or in fact, if we go a step further, if we want that some part of the state function must be delegated, the functions which are being played by the municipal bodies must be delegated to these associations. Law must have to step up in this. There is a great lacuna, I believe. So the starting point must be statutory recognition, according to me.
Now let's go to the people who are actually performing these roles on the ground. So let me first start with Deepak Bharti, because that is the issue that we had picked up. Deepak, जब आप इस issue को समझते हैं, the things that's happened is that कुछ sectors इतने बड़े हैं तो उन्होंने कहा है कि इसको यहाँ पे 2 RWAs function कर सकती हैं, right? And street lighting, green area maintenance वगैरह वो RWA को देना चाहते हैं. आप अपना मुद्दा आगे रखिए and then we'll discuss it.
मैम, इसमें 2 चीजें मैं कहना चाहूंगा. ये इशू ये नहीं कि सेक्टर्स बड़े हैं, इशू दूसरा है. ग्रेटर नोएडा प्राधिकरण जो है, तब से अथॉरिटी का एक इशू बना, जो इस समय वर्तमान में जो अधिकारीगण बैठे, CEO जो बैठे हुए हैं, उन्होंने एक कॉन्सेप्ट बनाया कि क्यों ना जो सेक्टर्स का मेंटेनेंस है उसको हम लोग कम कर दें, और जो ग्रेटर नोएडा प्राधिकरण बिल्डरों का जो पैसा बकाया था जिससे वो लॉस में, उस लॉस को जो सेक्टर्स हैं उनसे पूरा किया जाए. मैं आपको बता दूं, सेक्टर्स में 42 RWAs हैं ग्रेटर नोएडा में. अब इन्होंने मान्यता वाला जो कॉन्सेप्ट लेके आए, हम लोग हाई कोर्ट में भी बाकायदा उसमें थे, और हमारे यहाँ के विधायक जो है वो भी इसमें काफी सक्रिय भूमिका निभा रहे थे. इन लोगों ने कॉन्सेप्ट के लिए अप्लाई कराया कि भी हम आप लोग आपको मान्यता दे रहे हैं, आपको बहुत सारे अधिकार देंगे. एक बायलॉज इनकी तरफ से बनाया गया. हम लोगों ने कुछ विषयों पे आपत्ति दी, वो विषय सामने निकल कर आ गए. लेकिन उन्होंने जब मान्यता वाला सिस्टम लेकर ये लोग आए, तो वो सारा जो पिछली जो सारी चीजें थी, जो रूल रेगुलेशन इन लोगों ने बनाए थे बायलॉज में, वो सारे चेंज कर दिए. और सारी की सारी जितनी जिम्मेदारियां थी, जो बर्डन था अपने इनके ऊपर, वो सारा का सारा RWAs के ऊपर डाल दिया. 42 में से 40.
जयश्री, I just want to understand from him कि क्या अभी तक आप लोगों को मान्यता नहीं थी अथॉरिटी की तरफ से, या RWAs की मान्यता तभी भी थी अथॉरिटी की तरफ से?
नहीं सर, नहीं सर. हमारा रजिस्ट्रेशन सोसाइटी रजिस्ट्रेशन एक्ट 1860 रजिस्ट्रार मेरिट से होता है, और AO का जो AO कॉन्सेप्ट चला है आपका, जो UP अपार्टमेंट एक्ट, वो दोनों रजिस्ट्रार ऑफिस मेरिट से होते हैं. यहाँ से हमारे पास कोई मान्यता नहीं थी, लेकिन यहाँ की सिक्योरिटी व्यवस्था, सारी व्यवस्था RWAs मेंटेन पिछले 10-12 सालों से कर रही है.
आप हमें बताइए,
और अथॉरिटी नहीं मानती इसको?
नहीं, अथॉरिटी मानती नहीं है, ऑन डॉक्यूमेंट्स कुछ नहीं मानती, लेकिन जब वर्क होता है, कार्य होता है, तो RWAs जिम्मेदार है सब चीज के लिए. लेकिन उनकी तरफ से हमें कोई ऐसी कोई पावर्स नहीं दे रखी, कोई ऑफिस नहीं दे रखा. कुछ जो कुछ है वो सेल्फ है, जो लोगों के सहयोग से सिस्टम चल रहा है वो है. बाकी प्राधिकरण का इसमें कोई सहयोग नहीं हमारे लिए.
और अब क्या देना चाहते हैं वो आपको?
वो हमको देना चाहते हैं कि आप लोग लीज रेंट उन लोगों ने हमसे 99 ईयर के लिए ले लिया है, ट्रांसफर चार्ज वो लोग ले रहे हैं हमसे, और कंप्लीशन चार्ज हमसे ले रहे हैं आवंटी से. और उन्हें कहना यह है कि आप और सेक्टर के लोगों से उन्होंने कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट में तो किया, जैसे कुछ कार्य किए कि 50% गेट नोडा प्राधिकरण देगा, 50% आपको रेजिडेंट, जैसे एक डॉग्स के लिए, स्ट्रीट डॉग के लिए उन्होंने कॉन्सेप्ट चलाया अभी कि स्ट्रीट डॉग का लिए जो फीस है 750 रुपीज, तो उसमें 350 कुछ तो आप RW देगी, 350 जो आपका जो है वो ग्रेटर नोएडा प्राधिकरण देगा, तो बाकी जितने सफाई
नहीं, लेकिन डॉग लिस्टिंग के लिए ग्रेटर नोएडा प्राधिकरण क्यों देगा पैसे?
उन्होंने पैसा लिया, लीज रेंट लिया हम लोगों से, उसको
तो
मेंटेन
डॉग के
करने
लिए मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा है कि ये डॉग के लिए क्यों लिया। डॉग उन्होंने ये तो कभी नहीं बोला।
डॉग्स नहीं, स्ट्रीट डॉग जो आपके आवारा कुत्ते हैं, जो इस तरह की संख्या ग्रेटर नोएडा में बढ़ रही है, AO का कॉन्सेप्ट और आप फ्लैट्स का कॉन्सेप्ट दोनों बिल्कुल डिफरेंट है। सेक्टर्स हैं वो तो बिल्कुल खुले हुए हैं, 4-4-6 गेट है, बहुत बड़ा सिस्टम है। जिस सेक्टर में मैं रहता हूँ वहां पे लगभग 2500 मकान है।
हाँ, वो ग्रेटर नोएडा में अथॉरिटी मेंटेन करती है, उसको
अथॉरिटी मेंटेन करती है सब कुछ, क्योंकि वहां वाला कॉन्सेप्ट है। मैं इसमें अपनी बात को आगे बढ़ाता हूँ। 42 RWAs ने अप्लाई किया, 40 RWA जो रूल रेगुलेशन के बारे में पेपर के माध्यम से, उनकी प्रेस रिलीज के माध्यम से हम लोगों को पता चला, तो 40 RWA ने जाके ग्रेटर नोएडा प्राधिकरण का प्रदर्शन किया और 40 RWAs ने लेटर लिख के कहा कि इस प्रकार की मान्यता हम लोगों को नहीं चाहिए, क्योंकि सारा बर्डन उन्होंने हमारे ऊपर डाल दिया। आपको कम्युनिटी सेंटर मेंटेन आपको करना है, रोड्स बनेंगे आपको देखना है, स्ट्रीट लाइट कैसे होगी मेंटेन। अब RWAs के पास कोई इंजीनियर तो है नहीं, अब कहीं फॉल्ट हो जाए RWA क्या पता कितने mm का व्यवहार डलना है, क्या होगा। तो ये सारी चीजें उन लोगों ने हमारे ऊपर डाल दी है।
दीपक जी, आपसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछना है। अभी तक आप कौन कौन से फंक्शंस हैंडल कर रहे थे? RWA कौन कौन से फंक्शंस हैंडल कर रहे थे?
मोस्टली देखा जाए, सबसे पहला तो RWA जो सेक्टर के RWA, उसका काम है सेक्टर की सिक्योरिटी व्यवस्था। CCTV कैमरास हैं आपके जो है, और सिक्योरिटी गार्ड्स हैं, और जितने भी सामाजिक कार्य हैं, आपका कोई कैंप लगना है सेक्टर्स में, पुलिस से कोई वेरिफिकेशन वाला कार्य, ये सारे मतलब RWAs अपने लेवल पे उसको करा। जितनी भी मतलब एक सहयोगी के रूप में हम लोग काम करें ग्रेटर नोएडा प्राधिकरण के लिए वहां।
और कुछ आप फंक्शंस बताइए। एक आप सिक्योरिटी हैंडल करते हैं, दूसरा जो कैंप्स वगैरह लगते हैं, और कुछ
नहीं, और तो सामाजिक सोशल सारा बाकी सेक्टर के RWAs का। लेकिन जो अगर आप फ्लैट में जाएंगे तो वहां तो टोटल मेंटेन कर रही है RWAs।
नहीं, लेकिन आप अपने अपार्टमेंट्स के बाहर, कंडोमिनियम के बाहर क्या सिक्योरिटी का प्रोविजन करते हैं अभी?
नहीं, अपार्टमेंट से बाहर तो नहीं होता प्रोविजन, लेकिन जो मेन गेट से वहां पे होता है।
मेन गेट पे होता है ना, तो अपने वो तो आप अपने सोसाइटी के लिए कर रहे हैं। सोसाइटी जैसे मान,
आप थोड़ा सा सोसाइटी को और सेक्टर्स को समझने का थोड़ा सा होता है।
नहीं, मैं समझ रहा हूँ सर।
सोसाइटी
आपने बोला कि मैं सेक्टर का भी सिक्योरिटी के आप लोग कुछ उसमें करते हैं, लेकिन क्या सेक्टर और सोसाइटी सेक्टर में भी करते हैं आप लोग सिक्योरिटी, जो सेक्टर के बाहर खड़ा होता है?
बिल्कुल सर।
तो वो सारे उसके अंदर जितने भी सोसाइटी वो सारे मिलके उसको फंड करते हैं?
जी बिल्कुल, मिलकर फंड करते हैं, आवंटी करते हैं।
अच्छा,
ठीक है। I'll go back to Suvigya. Suvigya, security and maintenance is something that they are managing themselves. Clearly, what the authority wants to do is it wants it to handle the street light, it wants it to handle the roads, it wants it to handle functions that are actually in the realm of the urban local bodies. Is that a fair assessment?
Let me first begin by clarifying what Mr. Deepak was trying to say. I think he wants to highlight the fact that there is this distinction between apartment owners and sectors and independent houses. Now, in a society setup, the RWAs have a very, very regulated function, in the sense they are responsible for maintenance of security, maintenance of electricity, water, parks, sewage, and so many other things. However, when it comes to these sectors which are laid out and there are more than one RWAs functioning, then there is a clash. Who provides the security and whether there is this overlap? According to me, providing security in a very small designated area is fine, but there can be no delegation of providing security services on a greater area. By a RWA, that would be a very big logistical nightmare for the RWAs, because in case any mishap or crime happens, then the accountability goes for a toss. So that is one concern I wish to flag here.
जयश्री, मैं यहाँ पे एक चीज मैं बताना चाहता हूँ कि जो नोएडा, ग्रेटर नोएडा में एक डिफरेंट सिचुएशन है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे सारा का सारा चीज लीज पे चलता है, तो वो हाउस टैक्स नहीं लेते हैं, जबकि बाकी एरिया में हाउस टैक्स कलेक्ट किया जाता है। तो हाउस टैक्स से कलेक्ट करने के बाद आप जो अथॉरिटी है वो क्लीनलीनेस और बाकी सारे कुछ मेंटेन करते हैं। अब अथॉरिटी जब यहाँ पर बोल रही है कि आपने जब पूरा पेमेंट नहीं किया, चाहे आपने पेमेंट फॉरगो किया हुआ है, तो हमारे पास अब उतने पैसे नहीं जमा हैं जिससे कि हम इस एरिया को मेंटेन कर सकें, और हाउस टैक्स तो हम ले नहीं सकते आपसे, चूंकि सारा एरिया लीज पे है।
Two things, Prabhakar, two things. What Deepak said.
मैं इसमें थोड़ा मैं रोकना चाहूंगा आपको। जैसे आपने हाउस टैक्स वाला कॉन्सेप्ट बताया, तो लीज रेंट उसी का कार्य कर। लीज रेंट हमने 10% लीज रेंट लिया है हमसे।
लीज रेंट ले
Exactly.
पहले से वो एक सिंकिंग फंड है, तो वो अथॉरिटी के पास है। So clearly that sinking fund is so that you can maintain it. But the issue that he is raising is, अगर वो पैसा पूरा जो 10% आप बता रहे हैं, वो तो डेवलपर और अथॉरिटी के बीच में है। रेजिडेंट्स ने जो देना था दे चुके हैं, रेजिडेंट्स को सर्विसेज नहीं प्रोवाइड करना is seems wrong here.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
and other thing is he's making a clear distinction between the multi-story apartments, which are gated communities, and the layouts, which are more spatially spread out. And there, if you have more than one RWA, like Subhi just said, it can become a logistical nightmare. And like he says, आपके पास engineers तो है नहीं, तो अगर कुछ गड़बड़ हो गया, तो आप पे उसका वो भरना पड़ेगा, right?
Exactly.
तो
Yeah.
के ऊपर आएगा।
Big issue.
दीपक, मैं आपके पास वापस आऊंगी, पहले मैं बाकी लोगों से भी सुन लूं। Let's go to the Gurgaon representative, Mr. Colonel Kumar Pratap Singh. Sir, you represent how many RWAs in Gurgaon?
In my Jafra, there are about 80 of them.
Okay.
However, Gurgaon will be having much more. I've not been able to get through to all of them. But Gurgaon has peculiar problems because we have, like, of course, it'll be there everywhere. We have condominiums, we have old sectors, we have villages. In fact, a large number of villages have got encompassed into this.
Yeah.
And another thing that I have been struggling with the agencies is the variety of agencies.
Yeah.
Initially, we had a Huda.
Yeah.
When we fought, we said we want municipal corporation. Then MCG came up. Then came the GMDA. Again, we drafted the rules and regulations for foundation of the GMDA. But the pity is that each agency is still existing. There is a conflict between each agency, whether it is Huda, PWD, this MCG, and GMDA. And GMDA also has a different types of functioning. So this is what has created a big problem for us, though we are trying. And in fact, we had a good, effective CEO of the GMDA. And unfortunately, he got transferred because he was the one who had initiated it. And we had a very good rapport, and we were trying to work out the things so that it could work out well.
So what are the functions that the RWA, that come in the role of the RWAs today?
RWAs, as he mentioned, well, yes, it's basically, it is very low level as far as the RWAs are concerned. They are maintaining parks and looking after these small little issues like the safety, security of from the hawkers, etc. But as a Jafra, what we've done is we have got different pressure groups looking after each thing. Like one group is looking after law and order, interacting with the police. One is looking after the repair and maintenance. As he said, we don't have engineers. Well, we do have in our Jafra membership people who are qualified, who are chief engineers earlier at various places. So those are the people who are looking into the repair and maintenance and other aspect at the central level. But as far as the RWA is concerned, those we have asked them that you deal with your local problems only. The central issues with regard to whether it is security, lightings, law and order, as I said earlier, then wastewater management, water and electricity. These are some of the things that we deal with centrally with these different agencies. That's it.
One more role, one more new thing that has come in Gurgaon, which we covered on our shows a little earlier, and that is that colonies that were maintained, townships that were maintained by the private developers have now been handed over to the GMC. Now, they're in that transition between the councillor, the RWA, and the
yes, there is a big conflict because between the RWAs and the councillors themselves, what the RWAs, we are wanting the authority with us, whereas the councillors, they feel that the RWAs are an impediment into their political game.
But that's not what we've seen. We've seen 2 or 3 councillors come on our shows, and we've also had Meet Your Councillor events where we've noticed that whether it is for Sushant Lok 1, South City 1, Nirvana, there is a lot of interaction between the councillor and the RWAs. And we have...
well, it's at individual levels at some places. In fact, once we had organized an event where we had called all the councillors under the Jafra banner. But after about, I think there were 26 of them, only about 8 or 10 came over. Because they also want their independence and their superiority.
But the point is that, again, Suvigya, I'll come back to you here, that, it's a very complex kind of development pattern. Even master drains are not laid out fully. If the master drains are laid out, it was not connected to the colonies fully. There, the basic problems are there. And though it is such a realistic, you do see that the problems are very basic. So, like Colonel has been saying, you have to work with a multiplicity of authorities, and you have to make sure that all these are coming together and functioning. And at some level, I mean, of course, they are organizing themselves into larger associations, but at some level, you feel that the roles have not been delineated properly, and that leads to a lot of conflict, right?
Yes.
Just, of course, is trying to organize.
Jayashree, I just want to highlight one point here, that institutional framework need to be developed, that who does what. Now, what he's doing, he's saying that they are lobbying for certain things. Of course, that is their duty. Now, a retired chief engineer can function, but that is not his responsibility. He cannot be held responsible tomorrow for any mishap. Now, the issue is this, that an institutional framework has to be developed and should be developed so that things should be done in a proper manner. If that is not done, then there is no point.
And here I would like to tell all the consumers who are logged in, please do post your queries, because these are issues that will concern all of you. And the fact that we've got a panel like this is because we want to address issues at the ground level. And now we'll go to our Bangalore expert. He's Mr. Muralidhar Rao. He's the VP of the Bangalore Apartments Federation. Mr. Rao, how does it function in Bangalore?
Yeah, I mean, the talk here has been about, one thing is the management of apartment complexes and gated communities, which is the responsibility of the resident welfare associations themselves. Yeah. Okay, so but the municipal functions of the area total, that is another matter altogether. And they talk about by Mr. Bhati, I think about Noida and other areas. We have a parallel for that in Bangalore in the electronic city. It's called Electronic City, and I think there is a bit of autonomous position there. They're slightly different from the Brihat Bengaluru Mahanagarapalikhe. Now, coming to Brihat Bengaluru Mahanagarapalikhe, we have 198 wards, and the election is coming up soon. Actually, the MLAs don't want these elections. They want to keep their own control. Mr. Avasthi will understand this, talk about the 74th Amendment, which has not been implemented in proper spirit. Recently, one of the NGOs in Bangalore, Civic, a certain lady, Ms. Katyayani Chamraj, took up the matter with the Karnataka High Court and got an order by the High Court to say that, in the ward committees, the ward committee should meet regularly. The court ordered that it should meet, and they gave a day also, every first Saturday of the month, the ward committee should necessarily meet. And so the meetings are supposedly happening, but now I myself applied as the president of where I am living in an apartment complex for representation in the ward committee, but I was rejected. Likewise, most of the civil society activists who represented, their names were not included in the ward committee. So the ward committees are, I mean, it's largely under the control of the MLAs, not even the corporators. All the corporators are just the cronies of the corporators, and they pick and choose people they want and carry on a rule like that. Now, we, Bangalore Apartments Federation, we are now 800 plus strong, which means we represent about 5 lakh population of the city, about 2 lakh residences. So we have now gained a little say in these matters because we are also a big vote bank now, and because of which the politicians have been interacting with us regularly. And we are hoping to make a little more headway than we have been managing all this while. So that is the position as far as Bangalore is concerned. Yes.
But do you want responsibility or to interfere in the municipal job also?
No, we want a position in the ward committee so that we can steer the ward committee to carry out the functions which are the municipal functions. Now, I mean, municipal function, by what I mean is outside our complex. I live in a complex, okay? Inside the complex is all hunky-dory, but if I go out there,
exactly,
we can't walk on the road. So that now we want to say in that also. So that is what, and if we all like many of, in my complex, I think about over 50% are IIT graduates, all engineers. Okay, we can easily find solutions to all of these problems. There is no problem at all. If we are given a representation, we will sort out all these issues. Absolutely no problem. We will help them. We will lobby with them. And now that's what I said. With the strength that we have, we will lobby and ensure that, I mean, they follow best practices from the best governed cities in the world. In fact, a good friend of mine has drawn up, this BS Patil committee report, Mr. V. Ravichandar, who provided all the inputs for that report, which is, now Bangalore has grown so big, and it cannot continue with the Karnataka Municipal Corporation Act in which it is still functioning. So an excellent report was prepared, and it was presented to Mr. Siddaramaiah. Government had instituted that committee. It was presented to Siddaramaiah. He appreciated it, and he said, why don't you frame a bill itself so that it can be presented to the Legislative Assembly and get it passed. But the legislators not giving up their powers. They want a control over Bangalore. Now, in whole of Karnataka, there are 28 MLAs who are from the Bangalore city, out of close to 200. Now, these 28 cannot have enough of a say for the city in a house of over 200. So municipal governance is failing. And that is where we are saying that, this 74th Amendment, the spirit of it has to be implemented in proper spirit. And we want to say in our governance, this governance by the MLAs, largely from outside, cannot happen, cannot continue. That is the point we are trying to make. Let's hope and
it was the one place where it was defined what the role of the local stakeholders in the ward committee should be. The ward as a unit of governance, municipal governance, was the concept that came up there, right? Now, help me understand, Suvigya, will this 74th Amendment, they're trying to invoke it in Bangalore, will this become the norm, especially in the new dispensation, where the role of the RW is going to be more and more critical?
Well, I have slight reservation there in the sense that, as Mr. Rao talked about, that there's this, they're dissuaded from relinquishing the power that they hold and the sway that they hold on their constituencies, because it becomes a very important political agenda. Whether 74th Amendment gets implemented or not, only time will say. But as far as the role of RW is concerned, first of all, we have to understand that they are constituted by the AOA, they are governed by the AOA, which are very specific. And it's basically a self-regulating, self-governing body. Now, if and every society would have its own individual issues that had to be dealt with. Now, as Sir said that, 50 in his society, it constitutes of 50% of IIT graduates. They may very well be qualified to deal with, issues of infrastructure and technology, whereas there would be a EWS society where, you don't have those kind of skilled people. What happens in such RWAs? How do you have a harmonious system in place where RWAs can function, they can execute certain specialized functions by making subcommittees and so on and so forth. So I believe that municipal governance and RWAs have to function hand in hand. They have to coordinate well. There has to be better assimilation of their efforts towards a common goal, rather than delegating such huge powers to RWAs as such.
Yes. आप बताएं, जब आप RWA चलाते हैं, आपका फंड्स कहाँ से आते हैं? क्या सब रेजिडेंट्स पे करते हैं?
दो चीजें हैं, एक तो मेंबरशिप चार्ज है और डोनेशन है। और ग्रेटर नोएडा में मैं, जैसे राव साहब ने कहा, कुछ डिफरेंट कंडीशन है। आप वहां पे चले, बेंगलोर चले जाओ, नोएडा, ग्रेटर नोएडा की डिफरेंट कंडीशन है। क्योंकि ग्रेटर नोएडा बिल्कुल न्यू शहर है, एकदम बिल्कुल, मतलब कहीं 10% रेजिडेंट है, कहीं 20%, कहीं 50%, 80% से ज्यादा कहीं नहीं, कुछ ही सेक्टर्स हैं, मोस्टली न्यू है सर। मेंबरशिप और डोनेशन भी कोई कंपलसरी नहीं है, मतलब सिर्फ आपको अगर कॉन्फिडेंस है RWAs के ऊपर तो आप दे रहे हैं, नहीं बाकी आप, हमारे पास कोई ऐसा कोई रूल रेगुलेशन नहीं है कि हम आपको प्रेसाइज कर सकें। इसी मान्यता की बात ग्रेटर नोएडा प्राधिकरण से बार बार चल रही थी कि हमको कुछ ऐसा अधिकार दिया जाए जिससे हम रेजिडेंट्स को बाध्य कर सके कि आप ये आपके हम सुविधा दे रहे हैं और इस सुविधा को लेने के लिए आपको चार्ज देने पड़ेंगे। अब तो सिर्फ अपनी एक स्वेच्छा है।
Madam, can I have a say? Now the property tax, okay.
5%, 6% ट्रांसफर चार्ज अलॉटमेंट रेट का, जो आवंटन 28,500 रुपए इस समय ग्रेटर नोएडा की मेनली है, तो 6% ट्रांसफर चार्ज ग्रेटर नोएडा प्राधिकरण लेता है, यानी 12% हमको जो है स्टाम्प ड्यूटी देनी पड़ती है यहाँ पे प्रॉपर्टी लेने के लिए।
अगर आपको आपका कोई सिंकिंग फंड आपके पास रहेगा, कोई फंड आपके पास रहता है या पूरा प्राधिकरण के पास है?
नहीं, वो तो टोटल प्राधिकरण के पास 100%।
और आप एवरी मंथ सिक्योरिटी वगैरह के लिए पैसे लेते हैं कंज्यूमर्स? और सारे कंज्यूमर्स पे करते हैं?
नहीं, देखो सोसाइटी में जो आपने कहा यूपी अपार्टमेंट एक्ट जो है वो बहुत स्पेसिफिक, बहुत अच्छे तरीके से आया है। तो एओ जो फ्लैट्स में बनी है वहां बाइंडेशन है, आपको देना है वहां पे, उसमें रूल रेगुलेशन बड़े स्पष्ट हैं, आप बहुत अच्छी तरीके से एओ को चला सकते हैं। लेकिन सोसाइटी रजिस्ट्रेशन एक्ट जो है उसमें कोई ऐसा प्रोविजन नहीं है, वो ग्रेटर नोएडा प्राधिकरण के पास है, तो उसमें हम कुछ लोग कर नहीं पाएंगे। सिर्फ ये कि हम लोगों का एक सहयोग ले रहे हैं, सहयोग उनको दे रहे हैं।
Yeah, Mr. Rao, please.
Yeah, I was just saying, now about the funds. Today Bangalore is collecting by BBMP, the Brihat Bengaluru Mahanagarapalika is collecting something in the range of about 2,200 rupees as property taxes in a year. Now, actually, many experts have gone into this matter and said that if it is done properly. Now, mind you, for a city like Bangalore, the payment, collection on the net is less than about 20%. Mind you, every second person in Bangalore is a techie. Okay, so just 20% of the property tax is being collected because the whole thing is, the whole structure of the payment mechanism is so shoddy, and because of which ultimately you will end up paying, go to the bank and things like that. Very few manage it online because it is through, well, NIC. I don't have much of a thing for NIC, and that is exactly the problem. Now the potential is, many people have estimated in the range of about 8 to 10,000 crores. Now, if that much of amount is collected and the amounts are distributed amongst the 198 wards in proportion to the money that they are paying, I think we can take care of all our needs and things like that. We can manage our wards very well. Okay, there should not be any problem about that. Now, again, we are not talking about, taking over of these ward committees. No, it has to be a very democratic process, but all we are saying is we want representation. And if we Now, yes, like we may have expert engineers. Now, if we can set up one model, the rest of the city, the wards, etc., can replicate that model. That's about it. And we can have Ram Rajya in Bangalore.
Sir, what model you are suggesting, sir? How the representation should be made into that?
That's all the ward committee. So, for instance, all of the municipal functions, not only municipal functions, even these, today here the water supply, power supply.
So you will nominate member into that, or?
Yes, we would like to have members in each of these places. Yes, certainly. Yeah, and we want to have a say in all of that.
Do you pay monthly maintenance charges? Do you collect it as RWAs?
For our own upkeep, we do that. And apart from that, we are paying municipal taxes.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, municipal taxes again. Now we have said now in Bangalore, the
difference, sir.
Yeah, municipal taxes we are paying. Now again in that, the Bangalore municipality has asked us to manage our waste ourselves. In which case we told them, okay, we will do that. But then you give us a rebate on the tax you are collecting. Yeah, so that's what we have said. But other functions, there are many other functions which we cannot do in isolation, which has to be done at the city level. That is where a municipality comes in. And we want a say in the functioning of the municipality. That's exactly what we are saying.
But Jayashree,
1 minute, Prabhakar. Within your layouts and within your societies, to manage maintenance and manage the security, do you collect charges?
Yeah, of course.
They collect.
Yeah, it is at about 3 rupees 20 paisa per square feet or something like that. We are collecting we are collecting it on a quarterly basis. It is charged on a monthly basis, 3 rupees 20 paisa. It can vary from.
Is this also the case in layouts? Because what Deepak said is, in layouts they find it more difficult to enforce.
Layout you're talking about, if it is gated community, it will be very similar. Okay, no. But if it is a open this thing, that will, if it is, I don't understand. In Electronic City and in Noida, there may be some kind of a parallel. I am not quite aware of it. Of course, in Electronic City, you have all our big electronics the companies. They are managing it.
थोड़ा different है आप थोड़ा सा.
हाँ बताइए सर.
नोएडा और ग्रेटर नोएडा में बहुत डिफरेंट है सर.
एक मिनट.
मेरे को पता नहीं है. Okay.
The Bangalore issue.
Yeah.
Mr. Rao, please answer what I'm saying.
Yes.
Layout, HSR layout, these are all layouts that have been developed by the
BDA.
The BDA.
Yes.
Now, BDA layouts are plotted developments.
Plotted developments.
Even there, you have RWAs.
Of course, there are RWAs.
And those RWAs collect money for their local maintenance.
That within this thing they may be pooling in something, etc., but nothing much. That's about it. Okay, just to to pay for their meetings and those kinds of things, not for maintenance. And there are a few who are managing neighboring lakes and those kinds of things are that they are forming their own little associations and managing it. But the municipal functions are being carried out by the municipality.
Understand.
And that's about it. Yeah.
Oh, no, but in gated city, the road inside the gated city is managed by municipal body, or that is managed by you people?
Now there are like for instance there is a brigade complex in Jayanagar. Okay, it was such a large thing, so they had to allow a road inside through the complex. Once that is allowed, then that is the maintenance. That road is the job of the municipality, and the rest of this thing is by the associations, respective associations. That's it.
Let's go to Colonel. Colonel, when you come to Gurgaon, you have both multi-story apartments as well as layouts, right? The surfeit of both of them. Now, what is the monetary mechanism? How is the money collected for maintenance of these? Sir, you're on mute. You're on mute. आप mute पे हैं, sir?
Right. In the gated colonies, it is perfectly fine. Their collection varies depending on the level and quality of that particular condominium. Within that condominium, it is maintained very well. As far as the open colonies are concerned, well, the collections are low, as somebody had mentioned. Most of the people are not giving. However, the GMDA of the MCG has recently worked out a mechanism. They are seeking help of the RWAs to collect the property tax. And out of that, they are wanting to give a share. This is a new thing which is just being tried. And we have yet to see as to how it will work out. Because earlier they were paying only for the park maintenance and for the cleanliness part of it. That is the people doing the garbage cleaning and etc. and garbage collection. For that, they were giving a certain amount to the RWAs. That's it.
I have some questions here and I'd like all of you to please step in and answer. There is Ravi who asks, how can multiple RWAs legally function in the same sector? So Vigya, you want to take that?
Yes, sure. I mean, there is no bar as such or no legal embargo that two RWAs cannot function, because any 7 individuals from the society can very well come together and get a society registered. However, whether the subsequent RWA would get recognition and registration under the Societies Registration Act doesn't matter, but it becomes a consideration in the sense that there are often splits between residents of the societies when one RWA is not functioning properly, and the first one has to be dissolved. But two RWAs in the same area should not function properly.
May I come in? In fact, they are functioning at many places because, as you mentioned earlier, that some sectors are large. So then they've split up into 2 halves or 3 halves also at places.
No, but
So
the area is delineated, sir. Area is divided among them. Area is divided.
Yes, area is divided.
Exactly. So the same area, only one RWA can function.
Quite right. Yeah, that of course.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't understand the question initially. Okay.
दीपक आप बता रहे हैं।
जी जी मैम, इसमें मेरी बात अधूरी रहेगी कि आप ये कॉन्सेप्ट क्यों आया, इसलिए मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ कॉन्सेप्ट क्यों आया। जब गेट नोडा 40 RWAs ने इनका विरोध कर दिया कि हम आपकी मान्यता नहीं लेंगे, तो 2 RWAs ऐसी बची जिनके बीच में विवाद था अध्यक्ष को लेकर कि किसका इलेक्शन बिल्कुल ठीक है या गलत है। वहां पे प्रबंध कार्यकारिणी को लेकर इलेक्शन विवाद था, तो उन 2 लोगों ने इनसे मान्यता ले ली। तो प्राधिकरण के अधिकारी को लगा कि 2 RWAs यहाँ फंक्शन कर रही हैं, आपकी जो आपका बर्डन है ये लेने के तैयार, तो इसलिए ऐसा कॉन्सेप्ट डाला जाए कि जो और लोग सामने निकल के आए, जहां विवाद है RWAs की बॉडी को लेकर, वो लोग सामने आए और आपके इसको एक्सेप्ट कर लें। इसलिए 2 RWAs का कॉन्सेप्ट ये लोग लेके आए। लेकिन मैं आपको क्लियर कर दूं कि मैं एज एडवोकेट भी हूं और मैं सोसाइटीज एक्ट को बहुत अच्छी तरीके से पढ़ा है मैंने। सेक्शन 15 में बड़ा स्पष्ट है कि किसी भी अगर एक बाउंड्री वॉल के अंदर और एक ही अगर उसकी एंट्री है तो वहां पर 2 RWA फंक्शन नहीं कर सकते।
Exactly.
और उसमें बड़ा स्पष्ट है, अगर किसी सेक्टर्स के अंदर कोई सोसाइटी भी अलग से है और वो उसके अंदर था, उसको भी आपको रजिस्ट्रेशन कराते वक्त ये छोड़ना पड़ेगा कि सी ब्लॉक में अगर वो है कि सी ब्लॉक की फला सोसाइटी को छोड़कर तब उसका नेक्स्ट रजिस्ट्रेशन होगा। तो ये अधिकारी पता नहीं कहाँ से कॉन्सेप्ट लेगा, ये मेरी समझ से बाहर था। किस लीगल एडवाइजर ने उनको सलाह दे दी कि आप इस तरह कॉन्सेप्ट लेके आओ। जो RWAs का विवाद था उसमें उनकी बाउंड्री वॉल और गेट्स बिल्कुल डिफरेंट है, क्लॉकवाइज बने हुए हैं, तो वहां पे 2 RWAs थी। तो गेट नोडा प्राधिकरण के सीईओ ने समझा कि आप लोग इस तरह का कॉन्सेप्ट लेके आए तो ये लोग आपसे मान्यता लेते रहेंगे और सारा बर्डन फिर RWAs के ऊपर चला जाए, गेट नोडा प्राधिकरण वहां से फ्री हो जाएगा।
नहीं, लेकिन सर एक चीज है, मान लीजिए कि एक ही एरिया में, एक ही सेक्टर में 10 कंडोमिनियम है, 10 अपार्टमेंट सोसाइटीज हैं। 10 अपार्टमेंट सोसाइटी में अलग अलग RWA होंगे। उन 10 RWA को बोला जाएगा कि जो कॉमन एरिया है, जैसे रोड हो गया, स्ट्रीट लाइट हो गया, साफ सफाई का हो गया, उस पूरे सेक्टर में तो अथॉरिटी ये सोच रही होगी कि हम आप लोगों की ये जिम्मेवारी देते हैं, आप 10 लोग मिलके आप इसको करिए। और इसके लिए उन्होंने बोला कि ठीक है, आप मल्टी सोसाइटी भी फंक्शन कर सकती है उस पूरे सेक्टर में, लेकिन जो एक कंडोमिनियम है उसमें एक ही RWA होगा, लेकिन सेक्टर में हो सकते हैं कि बहुत सारे हों।
नहीं सर, मैं इस कॉन्सेप्ट को आपको क्लियर थोड़ा सा मैं इसको क्लियर कर दूं क्या चीज थी। जो AO बनी हुई है, जो सोसाइटी है, वहां के लिए तो कंपलसरी मान्यता वाला कॉन्सेप्ट पहले ही दे चुके हैं लोग, वहां से सारी चीजें हटा चुके हैं। जो गार्बेज का सिर्फ गार्बेज ये लोग उठाते थे गेट नोडा प्राधिकरण बाहर से, वो भी लोगों ने खत्म कर दिया है कि आप अपने स्तर पे अब इसको मशीनें लेके खत्म कीजिए। वो सरकार की तरफ से भी कुछ रेगुलेशन आए हैं, लेकिन ये जो सारा RWAs का जो मैटर, जो विवादित समय उत्तर में हुआ है, वो सेक्टर्स के लिए आया सारा का।
अच्छा, अब मैं एक क्वेश्चन यहाँ पे आया है, मैं वो उठाऊंगी. What is the process? How do the Residents Welfare Association manage funds, and who will audit their expenses? I'd like all three of you to answer, because this is a contentious point. तो ये funds जो collect होते हैं, इसका audit का क्या process?
मैम इसमें दो चीजें, सीए द्वारा ऑडिट कराते हैं हम लोग, और मेनली जो प्रबंध कार्यकारिणी होती है पर मंथ आरडब्ल्यू से बैठकें करती हैं और उन लोगों के सामने सारी चीजें स्पष्ट होती हैं. उसके बाद ईयरली जो है इसका सीए द्वारा ऑडिट करके रजिस्ट्रार, सोसाइटी रजिस्ट्रेशन एक्ट में रजिस्ट्रार ऑफिस मेरठ है यहाँ पे, वहाँ पे हम डिपॉजिट करते हैं.
Colonel,
that's the right procedure. However, this is the root cause of the conflict. Why splits happen and why the presidents and the secretaries, they fall apart.
Yeah.
It is basically on this thing. And this is a sad part that in the RWAs, this sort of thing happens because these works are welfare works. All those who come forward are basically for the welfare purposes for the society.
So do you
but once
are the
once
audits
they,
done regularly?
beg your pardon?
Are the audits done regularly?
I think by and large they are being done because every time when they are changing over, handing over to the other committee, but the moment they hand over, then there are allegations that they had done some misappropriation, etc. A few odd cases, but by and large it is okay. It is not there.
Sir, more than a few cases, we have complaints of practically thousands of cases.
No, Jayashree, here I would like to point out one problem. That legally they are not bounded.
Yes.
Basically, now when they get it done or not done, it depends on the members. Now, some of the society chairman or society president, they don't do it, then the only way to force them to do that is to go to the court. Even the registrar cannot force them. That is the biggest problem.
Yeah. Let's go to Mr. Rao. Mr. Rao, what's the scene in Bangalore?
Yeah, as far as our apartment complexes and gated communities, etc., I think it is going very smoothly. I mean, in my apartment complex, we have been in 15 years. Every year we publish our, publish means it is an internal document. All the financial statement very much audited. And we are paying GST and everything we are doing. I mean, it's,
disputes as far as funds are concerned in RWA?
Funds are, I mean, disputes are inevitable in the sense, okay, why did you spend so much on this? Why did you spend this thing? That's about it. But no allegations of misappropriation. I mean, wrong decisions taken. Well, yeah.
Rao Sahab, if you don't get your account audited,
we do get it.
What will happen? No, if you don't do it, what will happen?
That's, I mean,
it's not an offense.
Ultimately, the management committee is answerable, accountable to the members.
If members only, no. Legally, you are not accountable to any authority. That is the problem.
No. Since we are paying income tax, we are registered under income tax because, I mean, GST, everything comes there. So we have to get this thing audited. So there is no way of avoiding
if
that.
I may come in,
now, the small resident welfare associations, like I told you, all they are collecting is just for the few functions that they are organizing, tea, coffee. I don't think they're going beyond any of that. Nothing too great. So the funds are minimal, and the municipal functions, etc., they're not handling any of that.
Yeah.
And if any of these, like I said, neighboring HSR layout, you said, there is the Agra Lake next door to it. I think there is a small group amongst them who are maintaining the Agra Lake and the park along with it. They are forming a separate association, like I think Mr. Avasthi had said, any 7 person can join together, form an association. And they are Agra Lake Maintenance Association or something like that they are doing. But that has nothing to do with the Resident Welfare Association. Exactly. So Resident Welfare Associations, the housing areas in HSR layout, etc., like in Koramangala also where I am living, there are any number of associations, block-wise and things like that. They are answerable to their members, and whether they audit or not is for the accountability is amongst them to the members by themselves. If they pursue it, it will be done. Otherwise, it will carry on. Like for instance, where I am living, the local resident welfare association is not maintaining much of an account. So, but there are very minimal activities. So I had said that I would like to take over and get a lot more things done from the municipal authorities. But we are in an apartment complex. They are in the residential areas. And even today, they command a majority in our layout. So because of which we are not been able to get into the ward committee. Again, I would think the constitutional body is the ward committee. That is where we are seeking representation.
Yeah,
and through the ward committee, we want to make our voices heard. That's the way we would like to do. And that is what we are pursuing now. All our 800 apartment complexes, like I told you, 2.5 lakh, 5 lakh residents. Now, across Bangalore, they are now trying to get into the ward committees. Their representatives are trying to get into the ward committees and trying to move things.
I want to complete this conversation around auditing of funds, because that's a very contentious issue in various places. So Suvigya, is it mandatory for funds to be audited? Is it quarterly, monthly, annually? What does the law say?
Yes, so RWAs, as Mr. Rao put, they are categorized as Association of Persons for the purposes of Income Tax Act. Under the Societies Registration Act, also yearly a budget has to be passed and confirmed by the governing body, and it has to be submitted to the registrar office in the first week of April. Also, although there are, as I said, that the accountability is say the members. However, there is no statutory accountability that if that you would be penalized if proper auditing is not done. But in my knowledge, in practice, all the RWAs which have some considerable membership conduct regular audits and have a budget in place which is duly submitted to the registrar of societies. At least the societies in Delhi and Noida are doing that quite religiously. And it is upon the members to take up, and if there is any accounting dispute between the members, any member has the right to sue the body under Section 6 of the Societies Registration Act by filing a suit.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, take that one step forward. There's another query saying, can residents file complaints against Residents Welfare Association in case of deficiency in civic works? Who will be accountable? For instance, we have large townships like South City, DLF, and so on. Now, if the RWA looks after the maintenance of these areas, then if there is a deficiency in civic works, is there any accountability, or are RWAs not accountable for the services?
Suppose, and where will I file the application? Where will I go?
Will you file
Yeah.
Well, you can certainly approach the civil court, under the Societies Registration Act.
Only court, sir, no registrar.
Not the registrar.
That is the problem. That's what I'm
saying. And only the RWA can only be sued in the name of the president or the secretary.
And that only is the court.
Several liability of all the members or the society. However, it remains a very, very contentious issue. Yes, one that is being faced by members of the RWAs. How to agitate their complaints and grievances.
Yeah.
I had not heard of this earlier. This is the first time I'm hearing. Yeah. Because till now I thought everybody was not accountable. And this was only a social work that all of us were doing. But if this happens, then probably some people may not come forward to take charge.
Yeah. No, the question that Mr. Avasthi pointed out, if the association is registered under this Societies Registration Act, then you have to file returns and things like that to the Registrar of Societies. Now, we, for instance, are registered under the Karnataka Apartment Ownership Act. Mm-hmm. And for some reason or the other, there is no regulatory body which we are registered with. There is a lacuna in the Karnataka.
Everywhere, sir.
KOFA. Pardon?
This is everywhere.
Yeah. So because of that, we are not filing any returns and just as well, we don't want them. I mean, we can manage our affairs by ourselves. Why do we want to? And mind you, if you're registered under Karnataka Societies Registration Act, on your total expenses, you'll have to pay 1% as the filing fees. And for what work? I mean, I don't think they're just compiling all those things and burning it off. That's about all. I don't see them doing any good work. And again, when there is a dispute, I have invariably found, I will draw a parallel slightly away from this. I'm a member of the Indiranagar Club. There are disputes there. So they went to the registrar of societies who they're registered with. He appointed a administrator.
Yeah.
Administrator made a mess of everything. So when they went back to the East Mount, and then the dispute continued and the matter is in court.
Sir, Rao Sahab, the administrator,
when you have a court, that is good enough. That's what I'm, the point I'm making.
Administrator is appointed by the court. Then the registrar sent it. That is also done by the court, not the registrar on his own can do it.
Okay, so then what is the function of the registrar?
Nothing.
Just collecting this huge filing fees.
Yeah. Post office.
I think it's pointless.
Come to the COVID times. During COVID times, the RWAs were in focus. It was the RWA that was deciding how the entry and exit should be, when the helpers, domestic helpers, would be allowed. How can you access your groceries? Should it be at the gate? Should it be at the tower? Should it be at your doorstep? There were many things that you did. So Dinesh, दीपक आप बताएं आपने क्या किया कोविड टाइम से?
इस तरह की जैसे आप बता रहे हैं कि कोविड टाइम में मैं मानता हूं कि ग्रेटर नोएडा की मैं आरडब्ल्यू जहां तक बात करता हूं सबसे बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस रही है। मोस्टली क्यों, आप थोड़ा सा मैं इसलिए बता कि ग्रेटर नोएडा नया शहर है, इसमें लेबर्स बहुत बड़े स्तर पर है। तो मेरे हिसाब से मेरी आरडब्ल्यू जो लगभग 2 महीने लोगों को फ्री खाना खिलाया, बहुत सारी हेल्प की उन लोगों की घर जाके। बहुत लोग ऐसे थे जॉब पे थे लेकिन जॉब छूटने की वजह से आर्थिक तंगी उन लोगों के सामने आ गई, तो आरडब्ल्यू ने उससे बहुत अच्छा पार्टिसिपेशन किया है। कुछ जगह विवाद आए थे कि मेड्स आनी चाहिए नहीं आनी चाहिए, शासन प्रशासन में भी कुछ दिक्कतें रही कि कभी ऐसी गाइडलाइन आई कि आनी चाहिए आरडब्ल्यू, क्योंकि आरडब्ल्यू की एक मजबूरी भी होती है। जब आपके रेजिडेंट आप पे प्रेशर देते हैं कि ये नियम बनना है और प्रशासन कहता है कि ये नियम नहीं बनना, तो वहां थोड़ी सी कन्फ्लिक्शन हो जाती है, थोड़ी सी दिक्कत रही है। मैं एक चीज जोड़ना चाहूंगा, राव साहब ने सबसे पहले कही थी, आपने जो बजट के लिए बारे में बात की थी कि रजिस्ट्रार ऑफिस का सिस्टम, जो आपकी आवाज में नहीं आ पा रही है,
बताइए।
जो राव साहब ने किया था कि क्योंकि थोड़ा सा पॉलिटिकल आरडब्ल्यूएज का यूज हो रहा है, उसकी वजह से जो इस प्रकार के जो फाइनेंशियल आरोप प्रत्यारोप लगते हैं, क्योंकि इलेक्शन होते हैं बाहर जिसमें आरडब्ल्यूएज का मैं प्रेसिडेंट हूँ, मैं जनरल सेक्रेटरी फेडरेशन का, लेकिन इस वहाँ 1500 मेंबर्स हैं मेरे आरडब्ल्यूएज, तो 1500 लोगों को एक जैसी सिस्टम पे लेके आना, वहाँ एक दूसरे का आरोप प्रत्यारोप, जब इलेक्शन आते हैं तो एक दूसरे आरोप, मैं कहता हूँ इतना स्मूथ मतलब किसी का कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं होगा। जैसे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन होता है उसी प्रकार से आपका बायलॉज होता है, और बायलॉज में सारी चीजें स्पष्ट होती हैं, आपके सारे रूल रेगुलेशन, सारे आपको जितने भी अधिकार दिए गए हैं कि आप कितना फाइनेंस आप प्रेसिडेंट यूज कर सकता है, जनरल सेक्रेटरी क्या कर सकता है, सारे बिल्कुल कॉन्सेप्ट बिल्कुल क्लियर है। लेकिन क्योंकि इलेक्शन होते हैं तो स्वाभाविक सी बात है वहां पे विरोधाभास होता है, तो इस तरह की चीजें मीडिया में निकल के आती है, बाकी जनरली ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं।
तो मैं एक चीज हाईलाइट करना चाहता हूँ जयश्री, अभी जो नया ऑफ लेट एक नया चीज आया है कि अब अथॉरिटी बोल रही है कि जो कंडोमिनियम बनेंगे तो उसमें सॉलिड वेस्ट का मैनेजमेंट अथॉरिटी वो आरडब्ल्यूएस करेंगे या जो सोसाइटी है वो खुद करेगी। जैसे कोची में हर अपार्टमेंट में ये कर, जो अब परमिशन दिया ही तभी जाता है कंस्ट्रक्शन का, जबकि वो आरडब्ल्यू सॉलिड वेस्ट का मैनेजमेंट खुद करेंगे। अब नोएडा में भी चाहे गुड़गांव में भी जो भी अब नया लाइसेंस इशू किया जा रहा है विद द कंडीशन दैट कि सॉलिड वेस्ट को मैनेजमेंट को खुद करेंगे। अगर ये सिचुएशन आ रहा है तो आप लोग को लगता है कि आरडब्ल्यूएस के लिए तैयार है, वो एनफ फंड रेज कर सकता है कि सॉलिड वेस्ट को मैनेज कर पाएगा? क्या होगा उस हालत में,
बताइए।
मेरे हिसाब से जो सोसाइटीज हैं वो तो इस समय पूरा काम कर रही है इस प्रकार सॉलिड वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट के लिए, उनके पास मशीनें हैं, उन लोगों के पास बजट भी है जो अपार्टमेंट एक्ट के अंतर्गत रजिस्टर। लेकिन
बजट कहां से आते हैं? नहीं, आपको मेंबर पैसा देते हैं उसके लिए या अथॉरिटी?
नहीं, मेंबर्स देते हैं सर,
मेंबर।
हाँ जी,
वो मेंटेनेंस के अंदर ही आता है।
जैसे अभी पीछे गुड़गांव से सर थे, उन्होंने कहा कि जो सेक्टर से वहां पे जो इनकम वो बहुत लो है, तो यहाँ संभव नहीं है कि सेक्टर्स में इस चीज को हम इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकें, तो यहाँ के लिए प्राधिकरण करा, लेकिन प्राधिकरण की व्यवस्था बहुत अच्छी नहीं थी पहले से भी। आज तक मतलब गवर्नमेंट की गाइडलाइन आ चुकी हैं, लेकिन ग्रेटर नोएडा प्राधिकरण आज तक जो है वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट के लिए कोई जगह स्पष्ट बना नहीं चुका। आज तक जितनी भी कूड़ा निकलता है वो कहीं ना कहीं मतलब ऐसी जगह पे किसी बिल्डिंग के पीछे कहीं इधर उधर डल जाता है, कहीं उसका कोई कॉन्सेप्ट इनका क्लियर नहीं है। लेकिन आरडब्ल्यूएस के ऊपर लगा दिया गवर्नमेंट ने।
I think the concept is
Penalties भी
good
लग रही हैं
because
आजकल।
any condominium now getting permission, they will be able to provision for these things. But however, in the open areas, it is not possible because, for example, like I'm staying in Sector 4 with 2,000 houses here, the oldest sector of Haryana, I would say. It is not possible to work out a mechanism or put up a plant or a method. But any new condominium coming, if this condition is decided earlier or laid out, then I think it will be possible, and it is a necessity now because we have to reduce the garbage, and this can only happen if it is enforced.
मैं सर इसमें एक बात कहना चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि आरडब्ल्यूएस जैसा आपने कहा फंड्स के बारे में, मैं आपको बता दूं नोएडा ग्रेटर नोएडा दोनों शहरों के पास गार्बेज को इकट्ठा करने के लिए कोई प्रॉपर जगह इनके पास आज तक भी नहीं है। किसी ना नोएडा अथॉरिटी के पास है ना ग्रेटर नोएडा। आपने पिछले साल देखा बहुत बड़ा मूवमेंट चला था इसके खिलाफ लोगों का।
आगे जाके किसी भी शहर में ऐसा कोई जगह नहीं मिलेगा। आपको गार्बेज सेग्रीगेट करना पड़ेगा, आपको उसको मैनेज करना पड़ेगा और विद इन द ब्लॉक्स मैनेज करना पड़ेगा। गुड़गांव में अगर आप देखें तो उन्होंने कहा है उस टाउनशिप से, उस सेक्टर से कूड़ा बाहर नहीं जाएगा, वहीं पे सॉर्ट होगा, वहीं पे डिस्पोज होगा। आपको जो करना है आप प्लास्टिक दे देंगे, आप बाकी कंपोस्ट करेंगे, ये एक नॉर्म बनेगा। गोइंग फॉरवर्ड स्वच्छ भारत के अभियान के तहत आपको करना पड़ेगा। और राव साहब बताएंगे जैसे बीबीएमपी खुद सेग्रीगेटेड गार्बेज नहीं है तो उठाता ही नहीं है, राइट?
ठीक है, करेक्ट, एग्जैक्टली. And we have also now been propagating this idea of in the local parks. No, we have beautiful parks, very nicely maintained. People go for these walks, etc. Now, in the parks itself, in the middle of the parks, there is the walking footpath. In the middle of there's grass growing, and they put boards saying that no walking on the grass. Now, when you have grass there, it is so inviting to walk on it barefoot, and they put boards saying that no walking on the grass. That is ridiculous, if you ask me. And in those areas, why don't we have our composting, pits and things like that? Now, locally, this in residents, etc., will object to it, staying smell and things like that. Now, because of the smell, they will ensure that it is operated well. If you operate it well, there will not be any smell. So, like you pointed out, you cannot be sending your waste to some villages outside and messing up their lives. So in every ward, we need to contain our waste within this thing, manage them, and figure out ways of handling it. And like it has been pointed out in the
I don't think it will be feasible to have it in the parks because parks vary in size. Some are very small.
Okay.
To have these compost pits, etc. It may not.
Yeah,
but in principle, I agree with you. We'll have to do something about it.
Correct.
Maybe within our own houses.
Exactly, sir. That's the point I was making. Within the ward itself, there will be large parks and small parks. The large parks, there are enough places. And so this part of this ward can pay a little higher listing to that ward when they manage it or something like that. We can enter into an agreement. Now, not only, the solid waste, even the liquid waste. Now, Bangalore, all apartment complexes, 50 flats and more, we have to have a sewage treatment plant. Yeah. All the new ones. So that has become a law also. So all future apartments, local managing of the waste has to happen. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Decentralized sewage treatment plants. That's the way forward. We cannot again be sending it to the outskirts, having huge sewage treatment plants where now the problem is, that is under BWSSB. They have to pay electricity bill to the Bescom. They don't pay it on time. Bescom cuts off the power supply. They let the sewage into this thing. That kind of a mess is happening. And that is how our lakes are on fire, all of that. So all those have to be addressed now, decentralized way. That is the point I would like to submit. Yeah.
And when you talk about decentralization, wards are evolving, RWAs are evolving as another tier of governance.
Yes.
Exactly. That is what is required now.
Allow them to happen. And And actually, the thing is that there are currently not enough laws, not enough regulations, and there's no regulator in this. So if there's a dispute, you don't know where the dispute comes. You'll have to go and fight it out in the court.
Madam, that's where I said, for apartment complex, I am living in an apartment complex of 132 flats. It's a small size, small relatively. Now we have in Bangalore, Prestige Shantiniketan, which has 2,500 apartments or something like that, that kind of a thing. That, like Mr. Bhatti pointed out, there will be cliques and there will be various people pulling this thing, etc. Perhaps there you need a regulator, and possibly under RERA. And that will be the regulator. RERA comes in mostly at the development stage, and the management stage, RERA doesn't seem to have any function. Yeah. That is where, I think there is the move that it should be under the Cooperative Societies Act or something like that. There are some hitches there. In fact, just today, I posted something on my blog on that issue. If you want, I will send it all to you all. Perhaps there needs to be a regulator, and that can possibly be the Cooperative Society. So that is where, I think it is evolving in the future.
Suvigya, I'd like you to give us your concluding remark. Without a regulator, with so many responsibilities coming, like we said, STPs are going to be decentralized, waste management is going to be decentralized, maintenance of parks and the local facilities are going to be decentralized. Clearly, there needs to be somebody there who will work as the final tier of governance, even if the city authorities are working with you, right?
Well, as Mr. Sinha had also mentioned earlier in the beginning of the conversation, that there's this dire need for an institutional framework, a very robust institutional framework where there is delineation of powers, authorities, and most importantly, the power of sanction. There has to be some sanction by the regulator that if the RWAs are not fulfilling their roles and responsibilities properly, then there has to be a fixation of liability of some sort. There has to be some penalty, there has to be termination, there has to be removal. So the first step must begin with regulation if we are to give more teeth and we have to give more power to the proper functioning of the RWAs. It either needs to be regularized some way, or as Sarad mentioned, that it could be registered under the cooperative housing societies, which has its own benefits but certain drawbacks as well, but that's a discussion for another time. But in its present form under the Societies Registration Act, yes, there continues to be several problems, and we will not be able to realize of it being equated to a civic body and discharging municipal functions in its current form.
I notice I am the only one who is drinking tea. I would have liked to offer you all.
No, Jayashree is also having tea. Yeah, I'm only having water for the time being.
Thank you so much for joining us. The issue is enough. It was a question of, unless you start the dialogue, unless you start the debate, you won't find solutions coming in.
Yeah.
That's why we invited all of you. Thank you so much for joining.